In the farthest reaches and loneliest corners of our planet, some truly unique creatures battle for survival. Their stories are not just tales of adaptation and resilience, but are crucial indicators of the health of our ecosystems. Today, we spotlight 15 of the rarest species on Earth whose existence hangs by a thread. Number 15. Vaquita. Fewer than 10 vaquitas remain in the world. This tiny porpoise, no larger than a human child, makes its home in the northern Gulf of California. Illegal gillnet fishing is driving this species to the brink of extinction. These nets, set for capturing totoaba, entangle the vaquitas, leading them to drown. The efforts to save them are massive. Gillnet bans, patrols, and alternative fishing practices have been introduced. But will it be enough? Or will we witness the last of the vaquitas disappear? Number 14. Northern white rhino. How do you save a species when only 2 individuals remain? That's the heartbreaking situation for the northern white rhino. Once roaming the savannas of Africa, only 2 females are left, both living under heavy protection in Kenya's Ol Pejeta Conservancy. With no males left, the survival of this species rests entirely on scientific innovation. Conservationists are using advanced reproductive technologies like in vitro fertilization, hoping to bring back this majestic species. Can science be the key to restoring a species on the brink? Number 13. Yangtze finless porpoise. Living in one of the world's busiest rivers, the Yangtze finless porpoise is highly intelligent. But that hasn't saved it from the dangers posed by human activity. Their playful nature often belies the fact that their numbers are plummeting. Heavy industrial traffic, pollution, and unintentional entanglement in fishing nets have caused their numbers to drop to dangerously low levels. The finless porpoise is now a focus of conservation efforts in China, with initiatives aiming to create porpoise reserves and designate safe zones in the river. But will this be enough to restore their dwindling population? Or is the river itself becoming too inhospitable for this species? Number 12. North Atlantic right whale. Once heavily hunted for their blubber, North Atlantic right whales have never recovered from centuries of whaling. Today, only about 350 remain, and each year, their numbers shrink further. The greatest threats they face are man-made, collisions with ships and entanglement in fishing gear. These whales migrate along the busy eastern seaboard of North America, a high-traffic area for cargo ships and fishing vessels. Conservationists are pushing for stricter regulations on fishing gear and for rerouting shipping lanes. But as the whale population shrinks, time is running out. Could this species disappear from our oceans within the next decade? Tapanuli orangutan. Only discovered as a separate species in 2017, the Tapanuli orangutan is already in serious trouble. With fewer than 800 left, they are confined to a small forest in Sumatra, Indonesia. Deforestation and agricultural expansion have decimated their habitat, and the loss of this tropical forest continues at an alarming rate. Conservationists are racing against time to protect their habitat and halt illegal logging. Can this newly discovered species survive long enough for the world to take notice? Number 9. Hainan gibbon. The Hainan gibbon, found only on China's Hainan Island, has the unenviable title of being the world's rarest primate. With fewer than 30 individuals left, their future is uncertain. Deforestation and hunting have brought them to the brink, but efforts to protect their last remaining habitat are underway. Will these beautiful social creatures manage to survive? Or will the Hainan gibbon become just another ghost of the forest? Number 8. Saola. Known as the Asian unicorn, the saola is one of the most elusive creatures in the world. Spotted only a handful of times since its discovery in 1992, fewer than 750 saolas are thought to remain in the dense forests of Vietnam and Laos. Poaching and habitat loss from human encroachment threaten this beautiful animal. Yet conservation efforts struggle due to its secretive nature. Can we save a creature we can barely find? Number 7. Sumatran tiger. With fewer than 400 individuals left, the Sumatran tiger is critically endangered. These tigers are fighting a two-front war: habitat loss and poaching. Every year, more of their forest home is cleared for palm oil plantations, leaving them nowhere to roam. Poachers also hunt these majestic animals for their bones and pelts. Conservationists are working hard with anti-poaching patrols and habitat restoration, but the question remains: will it be enough to save the last of these tigers? Number 6. Amur leopard. There are fewer than 100 Amur leopards left in the wild, making them one of the rarest cats on Earth. Their habitat in the Russian Far East is shrinking, and poaching remains a constant threat. Conservation efforts have intensified, with legal protections and habitat preservation leading the charge. But will we see this beautiful cat survive long enough to roam freely once more? Number 5. Javan rhino. The Javan rhino is one of the most endangered large mammals on the planet. With only about 76 individuals left, all confined to Indonesia's Ujung Kulon National Park, their survival depends on the protection of this last safe haven. The challenges are immense, with disease and limited genetic diversity threatening the population. Conservationists are working hard to expand the rhino's habitat, but can they prevent extinction? Number 4. Plowshare tortoise. The plowshare tortoise, native to Madagascar, is critically endangered, with fewer than 400 individuals left. Poaching, driven by the illegal pet trade, is the biggest threat to these tortoises. Conservationists are focusing on anti-poaching patrols and captive breeding programs to try and rebuild the population. Their high-domed shells make them unique, but also a target for illegal collectors. Will these slow-moving reptiles be able to outrun the threats facing them? Number 3. Kakapo. The kakapo, New Zealand's beloved flightless parrot, was once nearly extinct. With only 252 individuals left, the kakapo's story is one of the greatest conservation success stories. Thanks to intensive management on predator-free islands, their numbers have slowly risen. However, genetic bottlenecks and a reliance on human intervention still pose challenges. Conservationists are working tirelessly to manage breeding and ensure the kakapo's long-term survival. Could this story of recovery inspire the world to protect other endangered species? Number 2. California condor. The California condor was on the verge of extinction in the 1980s, with only 27 individuals left. Thanks to extensive conservation efforts, including captive breeding programs and the banning of lead ammunition, the population has grown to around 275 wild individuals. These birds, with wingspans of up to 9.5 feet, play a crucial role in their ecosystems as scavengers. However, lead poisoning remains a persistent threat, and continued efforts are needed to protect them. Could the condor's recovery be a model for other endangered species? Number 1. Gharial. Finally, we arrive at the gharial, a strange fish-eating crocodile with a long, slender snout. With fewer than 250 breeding adults left, this species is on the edge of extinction. Their river habitats in India and Nepal are disappearing, and the fish populations they depend on are shrinking. Conservationists are stepping up efforts with captive breeding and habitat restoration programs. Will we see these odd-looking creatures thrive once again? These animals represent the incredible diversity of life on Earth, but they are also a stark reminder of how fragile our world is. Their survival depends on us, on our actions, our conservation efforts, and our willingness to protect them. If you want to support these causes, share this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Together, we can make a difference and help save these incredible species from extinction.